We got a couple of the founders, admins from the team at Stratton Oakmont here to talk about their project, which is the Wolf of Wall Street on ETH. So again, launched all the way back in July of last year. These guys had quite a crazy run, kind of transitioning from 2023 to 2024. They had a lot of volume and traction coming into their chart in December, January. But the story, the origin here is they were launched. There was unfortunately, a dev with not the best intentions behind it when it went to market. You know how those things go, but the community here was strong as they are just, again, it's really a community and a token dedicated to, fan club and really just paying homage to the Wolf of Wall Street, the film. And, considering there's a lot of belief, a lot of strength, and personally, I'm one of those people. I love that movie. These guys didn't give up, as, in true Stratton Oakmont fashion. They just didn't give up. They kept going. They kept beating their chests. And, eventually they started to see some success. So you guys had a tough couple of months, not tough, but a bit of a slower couple of months. And then come December, January, it just took off. And I saw the amount of support you guys were getting across the board, which is really good. And, it has kind of slowed down a little bit, but for you, I know it's still all about the memes, all about the vibes, and it's just about kind of growing and expanding the community reach. And there's a few different things you touched on from a utility standpoint that you've added in. I know you guys get good alpha because I've followed, I didn't see all 1,200 posts you have on your Twitter, but I probably checked through a good 200 to 300 posts up on your Twitter account. And I would say there's a solid 40 of those tweets are about alpha shared within the Wolf Lounge. So it seems like you have some solid hitters over there. Seems like you have some well-connected individuals in your community. And it puts this one for me outside of the chart because the chart is, a chart, but you guys seem like there's a lot of value being generated for holders outside of the chart in the Wolf's Lounge and in your community. So, that's where we're really going to spend a bulk of the discussion today. Yeah, we're going to cover off the chart, the branding, the history. But for me, I want to spend a lot of the time about what makes your community stay together as strong as it has been and really dive deeper into the Wolf Lounge, which I think is the bread and butter and like the crown jewel that's kept this community as strong as it has. So, without any further ado, I will pass you guys both the mic, but impressive. I know that the cap to the holder count may be a little bit off to some people, but the narrative, the longevity and the staying power that you guys have had is definitely impressive. And I have to say that. So I'm excited to have you guys here, and I'm hoping that this combined with a few other activities that you're pushing can get you back on a nice momentum track for 2024.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you having me. This is Crypto Spawn. I'm here with Scarecrow. We're from the Wolf of Wall Street project. We are trying to grow our fan base. We're trying to find the fans of the movie. This is all about the movie, The Wolf of Wall Street, and celebrating the life of Jordan Belfort, the real wolf. I got involved with this project before, as you were saying, when it originally started back in May. Version 1 was led by a completely different dev and team. And I was just an investor. I never saw a Wolf of Wall Street project in crypto before. And when I heard about it, I leapt out of my chair and ran to the computer to buy it as fast as I could. Because I've always been a fan of the movie. And, I've been in crypto since 2018. And wasn't really into the memes that much before that. And I started to get involved earlier this year or last year about it. And so I was just an investor in that and trying to, promote it. And unfortunately, the dev at the time let it pump and dump. And as it was starting to peter out, he didn't support the project. And I jumped in and said, let me get a hold of the Twitter and I'll make some tweets and really try to reach the fans. Because I felt like it could have been a lot bigger than it was. It got to 600,000 market cap and then dumped down to like almost 20,000 market cap, the version 1. And then unfortunately, what the original dev did was he told everybody we're going to migrate to a version 2, took everybody's money for the liquidity pool and then ran off with it, including mine.
Oh, is that why maybe the ratios on like the chart and stuff were a little bit off? I was just kind of I was always wondering on that, but learning the origins makes a lot more sense now if that's the case.
Yeah, well, it was a different contract back then. And what we did was a couple of the guys were, really pissed off about what happened with that, and we wanted to see this thing thrive. So we redid the contract and started over. Basically, we got a new website together. We made a new Telegram, and we kept the old Twitter because I already had full control over it at that point. And then what we did was we made everybody whole. I jumped in there. I had a little extra money at the time, and I wanted to just kind of push this. So I threw, whatever was lost into the liquidity pool and migrated everybody over. So if you look at our tokenomics on the website, you'll see an airdrop there, a little over 20% of the supply. That's the old holders from version 1. So they were migrated over and made them whole. And we have a lot of very strong holders that have been holding even since version 1. I mean, a lot of people obviously took profits along the way because we've come a long way since then. But yeah, we started out small. We're trying to grow. Our next milestone is we'd like to get to 1,000 holders, because then we'd be in phase 2 of the project. But one of the things we did when we created version 2, and that's why we're Wolf of Wall Street 2.0, is we changed the tokenomics a little bit so that we had some money set aside for future use. So when we want to get on centralized exchanges, so we set aside some money for that, some tokens. We set aside money for marketing. So we have that now. That way we don't have to have a tax. We wanted to maintain ourselves as a zero tax token, and really make it a community project. We also try to follow in the footsteps of SHIB. I don't know if you remember the history there. Is when they launched, they gifted 50% of their supply to Vitalik. So we said, you know what? Let's become the next SHIB of this cycle. And that's what we did. We gave 50% of the supply to Jordan Belfort. We found his actual wallet. We sleuthed it out on Twitter because he had an NFT posted as his avatar on Twitter, and traced it back to his wallet. And on launch, we sent 50% of the supply to him. So we're hoping that gets some media attention as we go down the road. And we want to definitely reach out to him in the future as we continue to grow and try to get his support and his interest in the project. And so that's one of the big changes. We thought that would be funny, and it would also kind of give us a chance to follow in the footsteps of SHIB, because we see ourselves, we want to become a $1 billion coin. And we're on our way. I mean, like I said, we started out at 50,000 market cap. I think we were like 45,000 market cap actually at origin. And we've just been, every month we do a big marketing event, and we've been mooning ever since. And I think we're 14 million market cap now after the circulating supply is taken in consideration. Fully diluted, we're at 16 million right now. So we're on our way. But yeah, we're trying to turn this into a real community-based project. And its contract has been renounced, so that it puts the power back in the hands of the community. And one of the goals of that was to make us a DAO. So one of the things we did this year so far is we're about halfway there. We have a way of voting now on project proposals using Snapshot. So we've kind of created part 1 of the DAO right now, and we're using that to make everyday decisions about the project. And so that gives you, as a holder of Wolf, you have some governance power now over what happens next with the project. The next thing we want to do, part 2 of that, is to make an on-chain voting mechanism. Right now we have an off-chain voting mechanism through Snapshot. On-chain will be able to make bigger project decisions. One of the ideas that we've been toying around with, because we know that Solana is hot, is we want to create a bridge. We want to create a bridge to Solana with Wolf. Where the main project. Go ahead. I think Scarecrow speaking.
No. Continue.
I think he just unmuted his mic by accident. I'll throw him on mute and unmute him just so he
Yeah.
can come off, but he's muted again from his side, so you're good.
Oh, okay, cool. So one of the things we'd like to do, we're going to actually have to vote on it. We felt like all these, any big decision about the project should be voted on by the community, and it should be based on coin count. But I think what we'd like to do, a lot of us would like to do, is have a bridge to Solana, since Solana memes are very hot right now, and ETH memes, because of the fees, are, it's kind of a drawback for some people to buy it on ETH while the fees are high. But we like to have that choice available. Right now we're on ETH. We built it on ETH because we felt it was a strong foundation, and that's what it was founded on originally as well. And the good thing about ETH right now is the narrative is starting to shift towards ETH, because a lot of people are speculating that we're going to get an ETH ETF at some time this year. And so, like, you can see, the price of ETH is going up. So that's a pretty good thing for momentum for us right now. But yeah, we're aiming for the stars here. Primarily, we're actually, I should say, the market cap, even though it's like 14 million, 16 million, it's deceiving, because if you look at it, like, we gave half the supply to Jordan and he hasn't touched it. So hopefully that will continue to be the case. But with half the supply gone, you could pretty much look at it like it's half the market cap realistically. And the supply is so tight the way we designed the tokenomics, and that's one of the reasons why we've gone so high market cap wise, is because the supply is so small. We have like about 1% of the supply left right now on Uniswap. So it has a lot of potential in that regard, because very small buys move the chart. So if we get the right audience, that we want to get the wolves to know about us, that we're here, this project. I don't know where this project could go, because with 1% of the supply left available, you could see there was a buy earlier that shot us from 15 million market cap to 16 on one buy. So it's pretty exciting. And we only have 159 holders right now.
Well, yeah, and like the fact that again, like the supply and like the supply shock and the way the price impact is going to work with this. How do you guys, I guess, scale the supply or structure it in a way that can attract like bigger buyers? Because the issue is with like whales and stuff like that, people who would want to throw more money in, if they're going to have too much of an impact, like they're sometimes hesitant to throw in those bags, because they understand, like, also on the flip side, if they're having a big impact on the way up, they can have just as big of an impact, like, potentially on the other side. So, like, how do you guys, I guess, structure it? Or are you guys going to maybe go about looking to add, generate additional liquidity pools to pair up with the token, maybe to strengthen that and make it so bigger buyers can come in? I know there's a couple really cool decentralized liquidity providers out there, projects like Link and stuff like that, who actually help teams manage and assess the liquidity to market cap ratios better, to from a pumponomics, or whatever they want to call it, pumpometrics, or whatever they call it. I'm not really a chart pumping guy, but that's kind of what they do. And yeah, I was curious if you guys have thought about going that route, just to cater a little bit more to whales, because at the end of the day, Stratton Oakmont, those guys were the whales, right? They were the big boys. They were the rich, like they were the movers and the shakers back, in the movie. So to stick with that mentality, you want to get those type of people in your community. And right now, just with the ratios the way they were, you might have a bit of a harder time getting in some of the bigger whales and people who would fit the mentality of like a wolf in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, one of the good things about being on ETH is a lot of liquidity on ETH. So I think the biggest problem we've had is just getting to the right audience, the audience of the fans of the movie. So the larger we go with our promotion, and this will be a big step on Caesars, because you guys have a huge reach, is we're hoping to reach a lot more of those wolves. And it's because it's a fan-based project. We want people who are not necessarily just looking for that, the pump alone. We don't want people that are going to pump it and leave. We want people to stick around for the experience of it. So there's no real plans to, for us, because we're a community-based project. So we're not, we don't have like a huge like ETH supply that we can just, set aside for the liquidity pool. That's up to the community if they want to provide that liquidity. Because there is there's an advantage to doing that because you collect on the fees. So, I mean, our pool is getting bigger. I think we have about 300,000 right now liquidity when I was looking at DEX tools. So it's a nice little cushion there. But yeah, one of the things we like about having it like this is that it makes it more fun when the chart pumps. So, and that's why if you look at our chart since the beginning, you see it's like a stair-step pattern. Like every time we have a marketing event, a big one, what happens is, it brings in new people and then they pump it up, and then we're just up to the next leg up. And that's been working for us so far. So no real plans on that. I think we're just going to continue doing what we're doing. And, it just makes it, because if you have too much liquidity in there, when people buy, it doesn't even move the chart. And it gets kind of boring. So with a very tight supply, it makes it so that we don't know how high it could go. So that's the exciting part about it. But yeah, we're trying to create that, Stratton Oakmont feel, as you said, that boiler room. And that's why we named the Telegram Stratton Oakmont instead of Wolf of Wall Street. Because, we're in there, it's not just about the chart, like you said, it's about trying to help each other get rich. And we've been sharing projects with each other since the beginning, to try to relive that part of the movie. We've had a couple of good bangers. One of them did over 100x, and we've had a few that have done 30x commonly.
Tell your most recent one on Twitter. It started with a Kaga?
Giga?
Was it Kiga?
Giga Chad? Yeah,
no, I don't know if it was that. Where is it? It was 105x the last time I saw it. D-card.
Yeah.
That's what it was. D-card.
D-card was a good one as well, but we had a couple. Actually, I think we had more than 100x since we started. That was one of them. Yeah, I mean, different alpha wolves in the community share this alpha. They find it from different areas on crypto Twitter and Telegram, and they post it. But what we do, we have different levels of what gets posted. We have alpha that is just shared by anyone in the community, that doesn't get vetted, and the community decides whether they want to invest in it. But we also have what we call a wolf howl, and we have an alpha channel dedicated for cataloging all those wolf howls that we do, separate from our main Twitter. And we have a team of 8 right now. We have 8 alpha wolves that review the project, and if we feel it's a good one, then we give it the alpha wolf seal of approval and call it a wolf howl, so that when that finally gets to the Telegram, there's a little bit of reassurance there that it's been looked at and it's not just hopefully not a pump and dump, because we don't want anybody to get wrecked. That's the goal of the whole thing. So yeah, we've had a couple of bangers. I'm pretty proud of what we've done there so far.
You guys printing some fun coupons there for the Wolves. I like it.
Yeah, man, we're trying to make you rich, and we want you to spend it on the Wolf Girls too during the shows. So we have fun making money, and then we blow some steam off, in the lounge afterwards.
Yeah, well, like that's like in the movie, right? Like they have their week, they announce their numbers, they announce how much they make in untapped commission, unchecked commission off their pink sheets, and then they bring in the strippies, right? So you got your different tiers as you will within the movie, so. Yeah, there's a lot of different fun, a lot of different like fun things you guys can do with that. I know the movie pretty well, so I could definitely be out here suggesting some different ideas or ways to brand it out. But I love how you guys went the Stratton Oakmont route versus just calling it the Wolf of Wall Street. Like you're really trying to embody the movie and the different components. It does, I think, make the fan club kind of mentality a little bit deeper. It adds more value to that. It does make it a bit realer. So yeah, no, I think that the way that you guys have structured the community, the Wolf Lounge and everything, and bringing in the girls just with like the how they use the strippies as like a great community event, like bring people together. It's fun, right? And again, I think everybody can be mature about it. It's crypto. I mean, I've seen a lot worse in certain rooms, so I'll say that as well. There's a lot more degenerative things than just a nice. It's not PG, but it's pretty tame compared to some of the stuff I've seen on Telegram. So yeah, it's just
Yeah,
a
I
little
mean,
bit of
we try to separate it out.
professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's professional, but it's fun, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's a way to give back, and obviously the girls benefit, they make some money, so kind of a win-win for the community and for the people involved too. So
Yeah, we're trying to create some utility for that. And I'll just say this one more thing for now, and then I'd like maybe Scarecrow would like to say a few words about what we're doing there. We're trying to create some utility from the lounge as well, so that we're in the middle of working with the Ultimate Tipbot company to try to tweak the Tipbot that we already have to collect fees, so that when the girls get tipped, we're going to try to take some of that fee and use that to burn the token to help make Wolf deflationary. So we're taking a very, very tight supply, and we want to make it even tighter, to make it just ridiculous, like on the chart. So we're doing with that, and we're also using we're using that tip bot to try to create a deflationary mechanism, even though it's not built into the contract itself. So I just want to say that, and if Scarecrow is available, I'd like to say a few words about what we're building there with the lounge, and maybe what his experience has been so far with the project.
Sure. Thank you so much, CryptoSpawn. I'd actually like to start, like, I came in like as a community guy. I had no idea. I was a massive fan of Wolf of Wall Street movie. So as I saw the token launched, I got in. I got in a little late, and like right after a minute, it just dumped. The whole chart dumped. I was really disappointed and literally thought that it was a good project, a good meme, and it was actually thrown to the wolves. So yeah, I actually felt like that. Until I actually saw the launch again by CryptoSpawn. He's actually the Jordan Belfort of the whole group right now. He made sure that the project launches very well. The project launched, was successful. I was not very inclined towards it because I actually genuinely thought it's again going to be another rug, and I'm going to lose everything again. I think a month or two passed, and I genuinely saw the whole community coming back together. They all were actually talking about it. CryptoSpawn was actually leading the whole front throughout the scenario, and it was really nice to see that someone was actually who cared about the community, who cared about the movie, and who literally gave everything for the meme. And he made sure that the community came back to it again. Soon after, when I actually joined, I spoke to CryptoSpawn separately. He actually asked me that if he would like to join the team and help the community grow, and I was really happy to do that. I think the more fourth faith came on CryptoSpawn. It was on that faith that actually I came on board and I started working with him. We started with the alpha calls that we actually had in the Stratton Oakmont. I think that was the core thing that was required for this group, where we gave everyone the alpha calls and everyone made money. And when they started raining down wolves to all the people in the group, I think so that made it even more enticing for people to join the group and stay connected with it. If you see the chart also, like we have like really consistent holders. People do take profits and yet they buy back again after some time. We have seen those wallets. Like I've actually checked those wallets. They come back again after selling. And that's how the whole community has been. And the holder count keeps on increasing. The people are just holding with the tokens, I think, because they know what value they're going to get in the future and how we're going to progress. Giving the alphas, they were actually happy. They started making money. We brought out a DAO for the people. So now the whole community makes decision to how to go forward with the whole project, which is amazing to see. And obviously we had to live up to the meme. We had to get the strippers on board. So yeah, then we had the lounge. The lounge was crazy. We have had a lot. We do still have a lot of girls who are there. We literally have to cut down on the number of shows. The girls are very excited. They all want to perform, but we literally have to cut down on the shows because we need to keep it a little more professional too, like we spoke before. So yeah, this the whole ride has been crazy. We are looking forward to even more different ideas that we'll be actually bringing out to the community, and I hope that we actually make it big time.
Oh, I mean, personally, love the movie. You guys have done a good job, like with the branding and kind of keeping everything aligned with how it goes in the movie. Now, like the boiler room and that type of thing. How does it work? Like, would you guys ever consider setting up within the boiler room like a small treasury or, investment fund? You could call it the Wolf Fund. You guys throw a small amount in, even if it's, maybe sell a little bit for the marketing funds to be able to push that. I don't know how it would work if everybody was agreements in the DAO and you guys voted on it. If that works, then maybe you set it up like that. But investing in projects in some of these alpha calls that are shilled in the boiler room, and then be able to distribute back as a treasury to holders. Right?
That's actually a very good idea. That's a very good idea. We can start doing that. Till now, we were like just calling out the calls from our community. Everyone can call calls on the group itself on Stratton Oakmont. Obviously, once a call is called, the whole team gets up to that call. We check the whole call. If it's actually worth that call, we do it in our Wolf Howls, where we have all the projects which have been checked by the team. So yeah, but that is actually a very good idea, Maurice. We can actually look onto it.
Right. So like any of the ones that you guys really think have like that, I mean, I'm not gonna say you have to, get out there and invest in anything shield, but if there's some that the team look at and, based on their assessment, they seem like they have some really good upside and that could generate some additional funds that the project can utilize either to benefit holders or benefit the marketing, push you guys to different communities. I mean, it's not a bad thing to look at, right? And it furthers the ability to keep running on that mentality of zero tax.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
now we've just been sort of rewarding each other, like if we make money on it. Like if somebody places a good call, for example, and I invest in it, I tip the
yeah,
person, if I made like $1,000, I'm going to tip them like, good percentage of that as a thank you. And that was the idea of the tip bot, is that, our community is rewarding each other, for taking the time to research the project and put it through. I get frustrated sometimes because we have so many good calls coming through and I miss them.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm like sleeping and I miss it, and the thing it like does like a 30x while I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah,
But yeah,
that's
that's a
crazy.
good
That's
idea, man.
Yeah,
We should
that's why I
consider
feel
it.
like I haven't been sleeping lately because I haven't been this addicted to watching charts in the market since I started
yeah,
in 2021, because like the market hasn't really been anything to watch in like 2.5 years, right? Like I kind of came in right at the end of the last bull tail, everybody liked to call it, where plays were still popping, and they were still popping pretty frequently in like, in October, November, December, even maybe up until January of 2023. And then January to February, it seemed like something switched. And then, we go into April and May, you have the Luna issue, and then you have like Celsius and you have FTX, and then it's just a fucking nightmare for like a year. But yeah, it's kind of given me vibes from like that 2021 where like it's tough to sleep at night. So then when you
Exactly.
finally do crash, you're like gone. You like don't wake up for
yeah,
alarms. You miss like you feel like you wake up, you're like, where am I right now? What just happened? Like what did I do? You're all confused. Yeah, I had one of those days yesterday after I got home from the clinic at like 10, 9:30, 10, and I was like, I'm gonna sleep for, an I'm gonna lie down for like an hour and a half before my AMA. I'll be up. I'll be good to go for 1 o'clock. And yeah, it was not. Unfortunately, it was like woke up at like 1:45. Like, where am I right now?
Yeah,
Um,
it's really hard to keep up with things, that's for sure. It's we're
so
trying to do some airdrop stuff, like
and
like
I wanted
as
to
part of the
ask
alpha
about
too.
the tip, because you mentioned you guys are working like with your tip bot, because you mentioned you're working with a third party, right? Who runs it, and you guys essentially just have it incorporated into your lounge, if I'm understanding
Yeah.
that correctly.
Yeah, we were
Now,
the first project to use the bot. Like I knew about the company, that was making the tip bot from another project that they had a different version of it that was not running on ETH.
Okay.
So when I found out they were interested in doing an ETH tip bot, I helped to expedite that for our project so that it would be built faster. So we were the first ones to use it because I knew this would be a great use case for the bot. And now we're trying to work with them to customize it for our, to make it better for what we needed to do. So we were sort of the guinea pig of the tip bot. But
I love the tip bot. I love the tip bot.
Yeah.
I think it's
multiple
I think it's a
purposes.
really good utility. Well, and I had a question. So I was gonna say, like, is there the ability for you guys to brand out or like white label the solution, and maybe get it in your lounge where you're actually able to earn a percentage of something, or like a percentage of, the tips could go into, like, if you are doing a treasury fund or something that's more so for the overall community, if tips go in there, maybe the tips could go into a community jar where, you use the tip jar to buy and distribute within other people who are holding and actively using the utility. So if, that could be a good way. And the reason why I'm getting at this, it could be a good way to push the utility. And then if you show like that company that you guys are bringing them value, well, maybe they give you something back in return, some additional funding, some marketing exposure, whatever, right? So that,
Well,
for
we got to
me,
be
is something that
careful.
I'm curious about.
We have to be careful with that since we're a fan project, that we don't want to have any sort of business like collection aspect to it or treasury.
That's true.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I didn't think about
it's a
that.
copyrighted theme, Wolf of
That's
Wall
true.
Street. So we're trying to stay within the law and do things very carefully, not to overstep our abilities. So that was why we thought of the idea of having it be a deflationary mechanism where, nobody's directly, profiting in any way. It's just we're taking a fee from the collection and then it's going to burn the token. So the entire community indirectly gets a benefit by doing that. We don't want a team. We're not an official team where it's a decentralized community. And that's why we're moving in the direction of becoming a full DAO as well. So there's not going to be any team treasury or anything like that. That's nothing generated from any business activity. And so we're being very careful to stay in the right side of the legalities there. So yeah, we'd like to do that because it would be nice to have that money, but it's safer not to do it, we feel.
Yeah,
So
no,
we want this to be a long-lasting.
Explaining it like that makes a lot of sense. It would be a good use case, but yeah, you'd rather keep, just be able to run the project as is without running it into any issues.
We just want to be
overall.
a fan project. We don't want to. It's not a business in any way. Yeah,
100%. Like you said, you don't build shit. You're there for the community and for the memes.
and we want it to be a long-lasting project. I like to call it a forever project because it's for as long as people are interested in the Wolf of Wall Street. We want this to be the crypto home for those people. So for the wolves, and we just want to find them and bring them into their pack. So that's what we're doing, and hopefully we get everybody rich in the process from the alpha. I know I've made some money on it. One of the calls somebody had in there, and I tend to miss a lot of these, which is very annoying to me. But I made some money on one of the memes that somebody posted recently, Giga Chad, which was a good one. And at first I baited it because it's like, what the hell is Giga Chad? I didn't even know what it was. And so that I got in late, but I still made money on it. So that's the thing is, it's not just about the Wolf token. It's about helping you find other projects to help you make money as well. And that's what we're trying to do, because that's what Jordan Belfort wanted for Stratton, is he wanted to help everybody get rich around him. He tried to train his employees to be the best they could be so that they can make money. So that we're trying to help each other to become better at picking alpha so that you can help yourself get rich. That's the main goal.
I love that. And I guess Well, like Jordan and those guys in the movie, you know, and what they did, they were experts, right? I mean, necessarily not experts, but they're experts at bullshitting, so they're experts at something. Um,
Yeah,
so
they
like,
get sort of a bad rap for in the movie, and Jordan was just talking about this on his Twitter the other day, and I reposted it. Is that the Scorsese, when he wrote the movie, implied that they were trying to screw their clients, you know, with the type of investments that they were given. But he says that's not what the goal was. It was you want to keep your clients happy, so they stick with you. You know,
yeah,
so
no,
they
and
they
like the
missed
way
that.
they would do it was like they'd make them a bunch of money on blue chips, but then they after they made a ton of money and trusted them, then they'd make themselves a bit of money on these fucking shitty pink sheets, right? Like
Yeah,
that. So like they
but that's
win, then
crypto,
I
right?
win, right? Like
That
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 was their
that's
mentality. It's like we're gonna make them win so they trust us, and then we're gonna win off the back of them winning. So like in that mentality, the only ones who are pissed, and we saw in the movie, are the regulators,
yeah. I
right?
mean, the client
The
is making
governing
money.
bodies. Yeah. They're
They
making
wanted the
money,
client.
clients making money, everybody's making money, except for the government's not making money. And then they come in and like,
They
hey,
didn't
what are
like
you
it.
guys doing here?
Yeah, but I mean, it felt like that's crypto to me. Like what they were doing was like an early version of crypto because the stuff that they were trying to get their clients to buy was very volatile stuff, just like crypto. I mean, almost anything you could get rugged so easily in crypto right now. It's unbelievable, especially on Solana projects. It's happened to me a few times. And but you every once in a while you find that really good one that does like 50x or 100x. I had one that Harambe was another meme that I mentioned in the alpha chat. I kind of wish we made that a wolf howl because it really did well, but I was a little bit late on that one. But that one went from I think I got in like around 15 million market cap, and that just went to like 70 million market cap. So I mean, I think that's going to be $1 billion coin someday too. Just my personal opinion. Not financial advice, but I'm still invested in that one. So I mean, we're finding these, and that's a super volatile. These beams are like really risky to be in, but you can make a shitload of money at the same time. So anybody who's just holding Bitcoin, you're kind of losing out by not branching out into other things. You get, like I have some Bitcoin, I keep that as my core, but I'm also branching out into the riskier things because I know that's how I'm going to build my portfolio. I take, I invest in different things and I take a little bit of profit from each thing as it goes up. I throw it into my core, throw it into my Bitcoin, my Solana, which is a little risky, into my ETH. So that's how you got to do it, in my opinion. And it's working for me so far. And I learned that lesson the hard way because I was around for the last cycle. It started in 2018. And I kept putting money in all kinds of different crap back then. And I ended up putting way too much into one project that turned out to be a big rug. And I lost like a ton of money on that. And so, and I didn't take profits when I should have taken profits. And that's a very important lesson to learn is if you have some profits, you want to take some profits and then keep some in there as a moon bag. Because, and that's another mistake a lot of people make is they sell it all. And then all of a sudden the project that you just sold does another 10x after that. So, and a lot of people had that experience with Wolf is they took profits early and then maybe they took profits. A couple of my friends from another group did that. They jumped in Wolf like really early when we were like at 50K market cap. And I know they took profits at like 100K market cap and 200K. But if they had just held that, they would be very wealthy right now because we went all the way from there to 15, 16 million market cap. So a lot of people need to try to do that more, I think. And then that's how you keep your money. It's not just about making money; it's about keeping money that you make.
I agree. That's really well stated, right? And I know you guys are, more about the fan club, more about the community, the memes, and they're not necessarily trying to generate or yield revenue like in a business standpoint. But education, I think you opened up the door for, maybe even making the Stratton Oakmont Academy. Like you guys could do
Yeah.
some cool branded like education or onboarding focused stuff, maybe for people who come from the stock market, right? Like the people that would feel and understand the mentality of Wolf of Wall Street, but are wanting to learn a little bit more about crypto. They have the funds, they just don't necessarily have the knowledge, but they understand the vibe of like a trading floor or stock markets like that. Yeah, like the Stratton Oakmont Academy or something like branded like that, where yeah, more of an open-ended question, but curious about your thoughts on that.
I like that, man. I don't know if I'd call it the academy, but like we definitely open to helping anybody who comes in the channel. It's, teaching them about crypto, and they kind of learn, what is good and what isn't from this kind of from the alpha that gets shared in there. We don't post that much officially like Wolf House because we're very careful about what we select. We've only had one official Wolf House so far, and then we've had some different Wolf community calls. We call them community house, where a community member puts out their alpha, and then we all review it, decide whether or not it's worth putting into the channel. So we've had a number of those that have done pretty well. But the idea of is we want to protect the wolves, and so they'll learn by the kind of things that we post, and we try to put an explanation of why we think the alpha is good when we post it. We don't just throw the contract address out there and tell people to buy. We say this is why we like it and why we think it's worth a look. But yeah, like definitely want to help people learn about crypto. Me personally, like I said, I've been in since 2018, and I have always been trying to help people on my Twitter, educating them on the market. I'm also a big privacy guy. One of the reasons why I like crypto a lot is it protects your privacy and gives you financial freedom. And so I talk about that quite often. And that's one of the reasons why we like the Wolf Tip Bot, is because it allows you to tip people without having to know anything about that person. All you need is their Telegram user ID. That's it. You don't need to know their wallet. That's all kept private. So it's a way of privately transacting with Wolf. So if you're using ETH directly on the blockchain, people would see what your wallet address is, but not with the tip bot. So that's another thing that we like about that. But yeah, like definitely we try to make it educational, and anybody is welcome to come in and ask any questions they have, and we'll try to help them out.
I love that, man. Again, like big fan of what you guys have been able to do. I mean, going live with your V2 in July, and then what is that, 6 months, 7 months now?
Almost 8
You
months.
guys, yeah, almost. Jesus, I never know how to tell time in this space. It just goes by so quickly. I can't believe like come November, I'm gonna be doing this for 3 years now. I still can't believe that. It makes
Wow.
me, yeah, it's
Yeah.
been weird. It's weird to think about. It's probably
Back in the
1,500
bear.
AMAs by then. Yeah, all the way back. But no, I love what you guys are doing. Good staying power. I have a ton of respect for you, just like for pushing this as a fan token, not abandoning it and not giving it up, because it's not, the easiest token to sell, in the sense like it's not following any given narrative. It's not just, some AI project, some news, something like this. It's a little bit more siloed, but I guess the people, I would say the people who connect with it and get it really get it, right?
That's
So
what we want.
you're just looking for those type of people. And then as it works, like if you get enough of those people in and the volume is there, well, then you're going to also be able to get the other side. Even though you maybe don't want them, they're going to be coming in because they're going to be FOMOing on the volume and the hype and the trajectory of the people who genuinely do believe in the project. So yeah, no, again, just respect what you're doing. The alpha that you guys share in the lounge seems really cool. I like that you guys have that, like, really that Stratton Oakmont vibe with, we're all adults, so the strip shows are good because it keeps with the vibe of what you're doing. It's more of a way to blow off steam, brings everybody together. You can have some fun, and I know the girls probably enjoy making some money when they do that as well. So Yeah, like, great job from you guys. We have still, no rush to wrap this up. I mean, I will get you guys back, and getting prepped for your Wolf Lounge event, maybe in the next 15, 20 minutes or so. But if we have about another 15, 20 minutes to go over some additional material, maybe talk about anything, any big action items that you guys may have upcoming. Yeah, when would also the anniversary of the movie be? I'm curious on the release date, and if you guys have anything planned to maybe tie up with the release of the movie, whatever that may have been back, I think it was 2017, 2016, but I don't know
Well,
the date.
2013 it came out. Yeah,
What?
so last year
You
was the
telling me
10
that
year.
movie's been out for 10 years now, dude?
I can't believe it. But
Are you
it's like
serious?
still in everybody's mind. You
I'm
see it all
actually
over the.
I'm actually confused. Like, you're actually serious? It's been 10 years?
It's been 10. Yeah, it's been 10. And it's funny. It's like I didn't know about that movie when it first came out. I ended up watching it years afterwards, and I was like, "Holy shit! This is the best movie I've seen." It's like my
I'm
favorite
honestly
movie.
racking my brain because I'm pretty sure I would have been still in university then.
Yeah, I mean, it came out in
Holy shit.
2013. Yeah, yeah. So they just had the 10-year last year, actually, celebration of it. It's hard to believe it's been around that long. But yeah, I mean, we definitely, we want to find the fans, and that we, like you said, like we're not looking for just anybody here. We're looking for people that primarily enjoyed the movie. We want to bring new people on that haven't seen the movie yet, and show them how fun the movie is. But not just about the movie, honestly. Like we're fans of the actual. A lot of us are big fans of the person, Jordan Belfort and what he did. And if you remember from the movie, he really turned his life around. Yeah, had some problems, that he overcame, and he's become very inspirational now in later years. He goes around and does public speaking and tries to help people learn to become better salesmen, and just generally inspiring, not just the people in sales, but just to try to
Well, I,
a
I
lot of the
can't I can't
quotes.
lie. I've told this story to our channel before. But yeah, I guess it has been 10 years because now to look back, so I graduated from university in 2014. My first job I had was to start in August 2014, full-time career type job. Yeah. So yeah, I guess it would have been 10 years. And I remember because I was always like the first or second person in my office. Like we didn't start our day till 9 o'clock. I typically showed up around 7:45, 8, just to start because I was, one of the new guys and I worked in sales. So, the more time you put in, the better. But every time I got to my desk, every single morning when I was in my business development role before I transitioned into more client management, when I was strictly hunting, I'd get to my desk, I'd open my computer, I'd pull up the pick up the phone and start dialing clip
Yeah,
on my
yeah.
phone, and I would play that on repeat twice, and then I would pick up the phone and bang out like probably 50, 100 calls that day. Building up relationships and stuff. But every single morning, probably for 3, 4 months, when I was in my like true only hunting, that's all I did was hunt, hunt, hunt every day for new business.
Yep.
Every fucking day I played that clip every
It's
day in the
very
morning when I got to the
inspirational.
office. And well, yeah, and it also made me laugh. Like the part that makes me laugh is the comedy makes about the wildebeest. Like that is the wildebeest with the 3 days of razor stubble sitting next to you. That part just makes me die.
I mean, it's for everybody, really. I mean, it's especially appropriate, I feel, for crypto, because we all go through so much in crypto and getting wrecked, and you need that inspiration to keep going. Sometimes I know it was very difficult when we were in the bear market, to keep pushing forward. And then that's the mentality you have to have in crypto too. It's like keep pushing it, and take risk. Don't be afraid to take risk, because that's how you could become rich. If you never take a risk, you're never going to become rich. So it's going to take you forever, if ever. So um, that's the mentality that you should have in crypto, is the wolf mentality. It's just so much inspiration, and it helps me keep going. And I think it's made me a better trader as well. And one of the things he likes to say is, you got to immerse yourself completely in what you're doing. Visualize yourself where you want to be. And in my case, it's personal. I want to retire, from I work a regular job, and I've been working up to that goal. And hopefully next year, at the peak of the bull run, I'll hit that goal. And that's what I'm working towards. Everybody's got their own goal, so you got to visualize what your goal is, and stick with it.
I've got the same goal, CryptoSpan. Same goal.
And we're trying to help each other get there. Like the more alpha we all share in there, the closer we get, to becoming rich, and the closer we can get to whatever dream that we have.
That's how we do it at Stratton Oakmont.
Yeah, like
I
one of the quotes from Jordan.
Oh no, go ahead.
I'll just say one of the quotes from Jordan is he says, "Winners use words that say must and will." So I will reach my goal. You got to keep telling yourself that you will reach your goal. Just stick with it.
Yes, that's true.
So, and one of the things, my big goal for the project, and right now, like I said, I was the dev of version 2, but I'm really just a community member at this point, because we renounced, and I try to push it along, and that's why we're becoming a DAO. Is I want to see us get to phase 2, because I think phase 2 is going to be a lot of fun too. We want to have about 1,000 members, because we want to do NFTs is one of our future goals. And we want to make where you buy the NFT, then you get special access, like into different, like a Discord that maybe even more advanced alpha than or you get more quicker access to that alpha being in there. So different things that you would get from having the NFT. And as we continue to grow, we'd like to have that NFT get you into, like, maybe we throw a real life party, for example. And the only way, that you can get into the party is if you have that NFT. So that would be kind of fun, I think, to do. And we'd like to create the NFTs based around scenes of the movie using our wolf character. So if you look at our logo, we have the wolf. He's like the Wolf of Wall Street in cartoon form. So we want to kind of make that into different scenes from the movie, and then have you be able to have that for yourself as a collectible, but also have that be your ticket into the Wolf of Wall Street experience. And this a little bit personal for me as well, because I've always wanted to throw a party like the way that Jordan Belfort would throw a party in his movie, like just crazy, wild, like everybody just going crazy. And someday I want to get to that point where we can do that. So that's my goal for Wolf, is to get where we're actually meeting each other in real life, and we can relive the Wolf experience like that as well. So we want to do NFTs. Phase 2, we want to do staking. We have some coins set aside for that, to reward you for holding, because we've had a lot of people holding for a long time. To get a reward for holding as well. And you'll look at our tokenomics. If you look at our wallets, we have those tokens set aside for the future. And if you're looking at Etherscan, you'll see a bunch of big wallets at the top. That's what that is. Jordan has got the 50%. We have large percentage in staking, large percentage in being set aside for NFT rewards, and we have a pretty beefy marketing wallet as well, which has just grown as our market cap is increased. So a lot of that's aside for our future marketing to help us grow and help us get to our goals of 1,000 holders. And my personal goal, hopefully we get to $1 billion market cap some days. I'm not going to be happy unless we hit that, because I want to see us be the next SHIB of this cycle. And I think we could do it. I mean, we have that legendary movie behind us. With a lot of fans, it's one of everybody's favorite movies. You see it all over crypto. Is people don't even, a lot of times they don't even know what they're using, but they're using the meme from The Wolf of Wall Street. Jordan Belfort with his microphone hitting his head. It's like whenever everybody's like excited in crypto, you end up seeing the wolf memes everywhere. So, we're not just some made up dog with hat or something like that. No offense if you hold that, but we have a history behind us of not only a movie that's well loved by tons of people, but we have the history of a real person that inspired that movie to be made. So we want to go to the stratosphere. Come with us.
Go Stratton Oakmont, taken to the stratosphere. I love the NFTs. The one thing I do have a question on is everything from an NFT collection standpoint all going to have to be AI or like user generated, because just the copyright aspect, right, that you mentioned earlier on with Wolf of Wall.
We want to use, like I said, we're going to be doing it. We have to be very careful about how we create the NFTs, but we want to use our wolf character that we created and put him in different scenarios from the Wolf of Wall Street movie. And what would happen with these NFTs is nobody would actually make money from the NFTs. We're not going to collect it. We're putting it out there to be purchased, but that money would go right back to the project. So that's another thing that we're going to do is any money that if we collect the money in ETH, for example, we would use that to buy back Wolf and burn the token so that nobody actually keeps the money and it goes right back to the community again. So that would make Wolf even more deflationary because, whatever we collect on that goes right back 100%, after paying for the cost of the NFTs to be made, it goes right back to the community. So yeah, we got to be careful with that. Like you were saying, is we don't want to infringe on copyright in any way. So we're going to do it. And when we get to that point, we would have a legal counsel advice to try to help us stay within where we should with those NFTs.
Now, exclusivity wise, like, would you need an NFT to get access into the lounge? Would you need access to, maybe get access to some of the shows that the girls put on? Just, thinking along the lines of what, people, in the Stratton Oakmont world which is exclusivity, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea behind NFTs is when you have the NFT, you'll be able to get into different areas of the Wolf experience than you would have been without. We haven't decided on all that yet. That's going to be a decision that the community makes, what level of access it provides through our DAO. That one of the ideas I had, and I definitely would propose it, is like you were saying with the lounge, is maybe the NFT gets you in the VIP room of the lounge versus the regular general area. So that would have to be decided, but that's one idea for sure that I've been thinking of since the beginning. Is right, because we have a public area of the Wolf Lounge that anybody can go in, but then we have the VIP area as well. Each of our performers have their own VIP rooms, and that's where they share their content, without any restrictions. So that could be an idea for the NFTs. Like if you have an NFT, then you get access to the VIP rooms as well without having to pay additional cost to get in. Because right now you have to pay Wolf in order to get in the VIP room. But if you have an NFT, that could be another way of getting into the room, maybe all the rooms. So we have 10 different performers currently in the Wolf Lounge. So there's a lot of different variety. So yeah, I mean, it's no limit to what we can do, and that's exciting to me. Is like we want to get to that point. Right now, we're very small. Like we only have 160, 159 holders right now. So we want to have enough holders where it makes sense to go to those next steps, and that's the mission right now.
Again, I really want to see what we can do. I know that the AMA, we have a bit of a different approach on AMAs than most. It's all about really just setting up what the project's about. It's not necessarily pushing the immediate volume, But if you do a good job and, we enjoy the presentation, our community is always happy to try and get you extra exposure in some spaces, keep you up to date. If you have any cool things that you're putting out and you want to get like a short form video made, maybe a couple-minute demo or something, happy to work with you guys on that. But yeah, you guys have been alive almost 8 months. I like the slow and steady mentality, like more of what you would see in the traditional business sense, not a big rush, not like, oh no, we need to get buys in, we need to get buys in, because like your community's not panicking. Like, I guess, flip side of having a smaller community, you don't have all those people who don't know what the hell you're doing to answer to, because like they get what you're doing, they're on board, they're there for the journey, and they're not in your ear every day when marketing. So I mean, it's it's a good and a bad thing, but I personally like what you guys are doing. And I remember seeing the hype and the people kind of going nuts for Wolf in December when it happened. So who says that can't happen again in the future, right? So, I'm personally pretty excited, and I like your slow and steady approach, because you never know when things can move in this market.
That's right, man. We're a slow mooner. We're trying to build that long-lasting future for the project, and it takes time. And there's so many projects like with Solana where people are jumping in, they're getting wrecked within like hours of the launch, which has happened to me a few times, and it's very annoying and frustrating. And this is like the anti-Jeet project. We wreck the Jeets, because if you Jeet Wolf, you're gonna regret it. And everybody's seen that. If you look at the chart, you wish you'd ever Jeeted. And that takes time to build. And it's built because we have real fans that hold, versus people just coming in and out real quick for a quick profit, and that's it. We share those type of projects if it's worth it, to make money. But you stay in Wolf. You come here and you stay, because this is your home, and that's what we want to instill in people that join the project. Is we're happy to have noobs that have never heard of Wolf, but if you Jeet Wolf, you're gonna regret cheating Wolf. And we have some fun with that, because like I said, the first version of Wolf, everybody got wrecked because of a bad dev, and we're trying to be the opposite of that, and try to be kind of a beacon in crypto for a project that actually sticks around. And like I'm probably one of the few devs that have actually stuck with the meme project this long. And that's because I'm tired of getting wrecked. And I just got fed up because this is such a great project, and what that dev did to this project in the beginning was totally ridiculous. And you see what happens when a team comes together, when a community comes together and tries to relaunch. We were one of the first community relaunches, because now it's like almost like a common thing on Solana. Like every time a project rugs, then all of a sudden there's a community relaunch. It's like it's gotten such to the point where they've created a token called community relaunch on Solana, because it happens so much now. But then those community relaunches, a lot of times they just peter out, and a lot of times I feel it's because the project was based on nothing to begin with. It's not really based on love of whatever the meme is, or there's no fan base, a natural fan base to it. And that's why I think Wolf has had this longevity so far for 8 months, when we just keep on going up, because the people who are here love the movie. They love the meme and what we're trying to build. And we joke around, and our website is very informal, because it is just a meme ultimately, and we're just trying to have fun with it. But because we love it so much, we're trying to build an entire experience around it. So, and that's what memes should be, really. It's about the experience, about having fun, about building community. And I think that maybe has gotten lost a little bit in the last half a year, I would say, especially on Solana. So you got to be really careful with those projects.
Not wrong with that. I've bought one play on Solana. That's it, and I got lucky because it was Myro. So
nice. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, it's I got chilled, and again, it's a narrative that was big enough that I was like, I don't buy stuff super early. Like I'm weird. Like I always say that I'm a very, very weird buyer in this space. You know, most people are like, give me shit early. I'm like, give me shit with an established community that has a narrative that can run and actually make sense. I don't care what cap. I don't even care what cap. Just like give me good plays and good narratives and I'll try and buy them and support them. But yeah, no, and again, personally, I'm you could hear it. I mean, I clearly know the movie pretty well. I know quotes, I know specific things. So yeah, no, I'm gonna jump into your community as well and hang out and see a little bit more of the vibe too, because yeah, no, I just personally like it. It's you're not pushing anything, you're not rushing anything. There's no real feel of like urgency in a negative sense, but there's a, the passion is there, and there's urgency in a sense of like the passion because you guys just want the project to do well, but you're not forcing it. You're not going to make a decision or push something that you don't feel would be a good longer or midterm fit. So
Yeah, I
that
mean,
stuff doesn't
that's
fall.
absolutely right. And
I
the
pay
only
attention to that.
urgency, the only urgency that I have is being, the dev of the project is I wanted to turn it over to the community as fast as possible because you get the best decisions when everybody has a say. And for a long time, I was sort of like making the decisions on my own in the beginning because we didn't have a mechanism to allow people to help make proposals and decide on where the project goes. Now we do. As of a month ago, now we do, and I'm excited about that because it's enabled us to unleash some of the marketing funds that we have. Then we can do even more with it than we could. Before that, we were kind of limited because I was kind of bootstrapping it myself from my own personal funds, and that only goes so far. But now we have, the community has the ability to do whatever we want now with the project because we have a voting mechanism based on how many wolf you hold. So that even incentivizes you. If you care about the project, you're going to want to hold as much wolf as you can so that you have more say over the direction of where the project goes. And you have direct say over it from the vote that you give with your wolf. So there's urgency for that part of it for me because as a community project, I feel like it should be the community making decisions of where we go, and they probably have ideas that I haven't even thought of that where we can take it.
In the concept of the DAO, do you guys have any concepts, proposals right now that you're currently looking at? Like, have there been any suggestions, anything that's currently up for voting, or you guys are looking with the community and making a decision on?
Right now, it's just everyday stuff because we only have off-chain voting so far through Snapshot. So no major decisions could be made yet using that. So right now, what we've used it for is to unleash some of the funds in our marketing wallet, which we're never able to do before, and so that we can keep promoting Wolf to get more and more people to know that we're here, which is probably the only the urgent part right now is we want to grow. And we want to find those fans. So that was the first proposal that we had so far that passed. And then the next urgent thing, like I was saying earlier, is I want us to have an on-chain voting mechanism because a lot of us really want to have a bridge to Solana because of how hot Solana is. And, you'll be able to, we want to have a certain amount of wolf and liquidity over on Solana so that whoever wants to play over there can. And I think that's going to be critical, I think, to the growth of the project because a lot of people are on Solana right now and more liquidity is happening there. So once we get that built, the on-chain voting solution, then the community will decide whether or not we want to go that route. It's personally, I want that, but I don't think that I should be making that decision for the community. I feel like that should be a community decision if they want to do that because there are security issues, concerns with Solana that we not really worrying about right now where we're on ETH because ETH has been around for years and years and it has that stability that people enjoy. Whereas Solana, sometimes the network goes down and there's issues. So we have to kind of think through how we want to do that, for the good of the project. So that's urgent to me is I want to give the community that ability to do that so that we're timely in catching that wave on Solana. But the beauty of the situation is, we waited long enough now that the narrative is starting to shift over to ETH. So hopefully we'll get some good action from that. from the ETH ETF news when that comes out. So it would definitely seem, increased activity on ETH. So there's urgency there, and there's urgency to get to 1,000 holders, because I want to see us grow to that level so that we can get to phase 2 and get to more, get more exciting things than we already have. And so and also for me to have the fee structure built into the tip bot so that we can collect fees that, that people are giving tips to the girls in the Wolf Lounge. It would take some of those fees and make the token deflationary, more deflationary than it already is. So, but beyond that, we're looking to grow it slow and steady, and it's been working for us so far from the beginning. And we hope you join us.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna jump into the Telegram channel. I want to see what the vibe is all about. Typically, I've been, especially this week, it's been a little bit tough for me, but I like what you're doing. I want to see the lounge too. So you mentioned it's you have to be holding a certain amount of Wolf. I think at this point in time, once the NFT comes in, there's going to be a couple different options or avenues for access, but yeah, no, the lounge and some of the alpha that's shared there, it seems like really really high quality stuff.
Yeah, Stratton Oakmont is the channel. If you just want to go for the alpha and have fun with the memes of the movie, you come into the Stratton Oakmont Telegram channel. But then once you're there, we have a link to the lounge, and the lounge, we call it the Wolf Lounge, and that's a private room, and that's where we have the Wolf Girls. So you have a choice.
That's where you guys are having your show in, shit, 7 minutes. Goddamn.
Yeah. So we're going to be, our first show is going to be in 7 minutes. If you want to come over, you come to our main channel, and then we'll have a link there for you. You can click right over to the private room. It's free to join. The public area is free. You don't have to have Wolf. We encourage you to, bring Wolf with you to tip the girls, to show appreciation. Definitely a great idea, and the more tips the girls get, the wilder it gets. So if nobody tips, you just get the basic show. You might not get to see much, but the more you tip, it's going to encourage the girls to go even more. So that's why I always keep my Wolf tip bot well stocked, and when I go there, because I like to have fun with this, and that's the name of the game. We want to have fun, and we want to make money, and we want to have fun at the same time.
Yeah,
So
I'm talking to Caesar too.
6 minutes.
Yeah, I'm talking to Caesar too. Is just letting him know like the AMA actually went really well, and yeah, you guys are a couple of beauties over there. So I can't wait to pop into the group and hang out. And then, like I said, Spawn, if you guys are interested, would love to get you guys up for that meme culture space that I do on Mondays. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern. So, if you guys are interested, would love to have the chance to bring you by and just introduce the narrative and talk a little bit about the lounge and, what you're doing over there to keep that Stratton Oakmont vibe high. So yeah, if that works, that's Monday, 8 p.m. I'll get you guys on the list of projects. I'd say anytime, if you want to jump in anytime after 8:20, that's kind of when projects start to jump on stage. The first 15, 20 minutes are more like just the introductions and whatnot for the speaker panel. But yeah, no, great job. Love the movie. I mean, obviously big fan, lots of quotes we could have dropped, although a few of the ones that I personally love are not the most, workplace call appropriate. Let's just say that. But no, it's just, I love the movie, and you guys, the staying power you've had 8 months in this space it's no joke. So I know the volume is not super high, every day, but when you guys do make your pushes, it seems like you hit those new milestones, you do get the traction, and you bring in some new holders every step of the way. So, keep it up. And
Thanks, man.
yeah, I'll give you the mic to, closing statements, anything you want to leave us with. But I think from now, we'll see you next on Monday, next week, if that works for timing for you.
Yeah, that should work for me. It's a good time, and it's an evening, right? 8 p.m. Eastern, you said?
8 p.m. Eastern. So, I mean, they typically run from about 8 till 10, 10:30. They're just, a good degen group, it's a really fun room. Like, I think you're going to have a blast.
Yeah, man.
Just a lot of good dudes in there. Yeah, just a lot of fun too. Good discussion. pretty good
I like hearing
vibe.
about other memes, so I'm definitely
Yeah, and
down for that.
exactly. And who knows? You maybe catch one early, and maybe you guys even share some out. Maybe it sounds really good. You drop some alpha in there and
We
it
might.
runs like 30x.
Yeah.
Who knows, right?
I
So
might
it's that
hear about it before I fall asleep and miss it by 30x.
I mean, to be fair, I don't want to pump my own tires, but I've had a good stretch. I'm not the biggest meme guy, and I don't lie to anybody about that. But I love a good narrative, and if a meme or a narrative is strong, like it has more power than a utility project, and I know that. I mean, it does. So we've been lucky enough to bring Grok on at like 3 million. That went up to over 200. I bought Myro on at like 5-6 million. They went up to like 330. I brought Honk on at like 2 million. It went to like 25. And we've had a lot of like pretty good movers in the last little while. So yeah, like
Sounds good,
love to
man.
get you
Yeah,
guys
count
up
me in.
there.
Send me the
And
invite and I'll join.
I'll give you the
Okay.
mic to close things out because I gotta let you guys go for your show in 3 minutes. So officially, I'll wrap the AMA and I will give Spawn and Scarecrow here the final words on behalf of Wolf. But again, one final time from Caesars. Great job. Love what you're doing, and I'll see you on Monday.
Okay, man. Thanks for inviting me over. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed the experience, and thanks for everybody joining and listening. I hope you become wolves. I hope you get rich with us and have some fun at the same time, because it's not all about the money. It's about enjoying your life. And that's what this is all about at the Wolf of Wall Street, Stratton Oakmont. And I'll leave you with one quick quote from Jordan Belfort, the real Wolf of Wall Street, because everybody, just so you know, right now, you are at the very beginning of a crazy crypto bull market. So your opportunity is unbelievable right now, and don't mess it up. All right. So here's a quote from Jordan. He says, "When the window of opportunity is open, that's when you work twice as hard," unquote. So this is the time where you want to kind of drop everything in your life and just focus, because you could change your whole life. It only takes one project and you could change your whole destiny, your financial destiny. But you got to stay focused and, don't waste time, because your time is running out. Pretty soon we'll be in peak bull market. Good luck, everybody. Hope to see you at the Stratton Oakmont Wolf of Wall Street project.
Bye, guys. Take care, man. Hope to see you all there at Stratton Oakmont too.
Thanks,
I
Scarecrow. Have fun with your show coming up, man. I know you lock it down in the lounge, so make sure you have fun, treat the girls nice, and yeah, we'll see you guys Monday. I'll pop into the TG later today. I'll be there probably about an hour and a half once I get my back end admin stuff, and I kind of get to go hang out and do some more fun stuff, which is what I like to do in the space. Just the vibes, the hangout, the less work obligation stuff. But yeah, great work. I mean, genuinely really like the movie. We'll talk some more quotes in the lounge. We'll get to that stuff there.
Okay, guys. See you there.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much, boys.